Hello and namaste, people of the internet. I am Shashank, editor of the 420.in, and we all know cases of cybercrime is increasing day by day, and government bodies, critical infrastructure are most vulnerable because they are on their top radar. So, to know all this, that how worrying is the situation and how prepared are we? We do have with us Sparsh from CloudSEK. CloudSEK is a Bangalore-based cybersecurity firm. So, Sparsh, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, hi Shashank, thank you. I'm good. How are you?
Great. So, Sparsh has recently done a report which is published. We'll also share with the video. And the findings are really shocking. So, Sparsh, can you just tell us more about what are the findings of your report?
Yeah, so we identify a lot of IoT devices being exposed on the internet. And the key vulnerabilities we identified was the use of weak credentials and outdated softwares, third-party vendors leaking data, and shadow IT.
Perfect. So, if talking about this, what all bodies, what all institutions were the part of this report? What all you researched about? And can you just tell us about more of about the sectors which you studied in this report?
So we were basically trying to see how many IoT devices we can access just with an internet connection. Like from external attack surface, if an attacker just have a internet connection, how far he can go inside the critical infrastructure of the country. And for that, we try to find servers of government and gas agencies and FMCG companies and other manufacturing companies.
So, Sparsh, how you know for a layman, I would want you to explain what exactly is critical infrastructure and how worrying is the situation.
Okay, so critical infrastructure of a country is like the roads, the dams, the electricity supply, water supply, and the services that we require on a daily basis, and the whole population uses these services.
And what were the key findings of your report? What exactly the report said? How worrying is the situation? How prepared are we?
So the key finding of the report is that we find a instance which is a control panel of a dam, and we later performed the internet-wide analysis of the issue, and we found 40 more such instances, and all of these are configured with default credentials. So that was the key finding of the research.
So, which means the report said that our critical infrastructure did had some loopholes which could have led to a bigger cyber attack or maybe a problem. So, you also mentioned about how government servers, people how that could have been misused. Can you just elaborate more about it?
Okay, so for example, we found a mail server of government, and the credentials of that server were posted on a code sharing platform, GitHub. And with that, we were able to log in into the government mail server. So now, if you look for weaponizing this information, you have access to government email server, and you can send emails. So that can be used to, mass phishing campaigns.
Correct. So, can for our viewers, can we say those who have seen Die Hard, where a hacker get access to all the government, some part of critical infrastructure, and also the major government bodies which actually runs the country or runs the economy. So, can it will be too far fetched to compare it with a movie, but you can you explain us that how what kind of damages can be done and what it can lead to?
Okay, so it could lead to a shutdown of a service for a certain period of time. So that's the most dangerous thing scenario I can think of right now. Yeah.
And we have seen attacks globally, and globally shutdown of major services also we have seen, which has also hurt impacted their economy. So in Indian context, if we take it in Indian context, can you throw some light that why do we need to protect this, and how much these government bodies and private companies and PSUs are doing to ensure security of this?
Yeah, so the core issue that I've listed in the report is of the shadow IT. Shadow IT is basically tracking all the assets that you own. So currently there is some lack of visibility in these organizations, but we have seen that this thing is changing. They are showing more interest to the cybersecurity tools in companies. And if we continue at the same speed, I think we can solve this problem pretty soon.
Okay. So how receptive were these institutions when CloudSEK from their end informed them that these are the loopholes, these are the vulnerabilities, and these were the key findings? So how receptive were these institutions in fixing or patching these problems?
I have to say they were extremely reactive when we reported these findings. Within 2 days, they acknowledged the issue, and after a week or so, they fixed the vulnerabilities.
Oh, that's great. So, Sparsh, can you also tell us that why it is very important to secure our critical infrastructure, and is government how much the government is doing in making sure that these critical infrastructure or bodies, government bodies, are how safe are they?
So first of all, protecting this critical infrastructure is very important because what the attacker needs is just an initial foothold into your system, and later he can perform lateral privilege escalation inside the system and can penetrate more in more depth. And if you ask what governments are doing for this, and as I said, that government is showing interest in, they are currently very focused on cybersecurity and improving the cyberspace overall. Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. So it was quite a technical report and quite a technical finding, which I'm sure you must have done in a couple of months. It must have taken your time. So um, uh, what were the precautions? What were the cautions you were taking care while doing this report, while finding it out? So can you just tell our readers that as a cybersecurity expert, what all things you have to keep in mind before doing such findings?
Okay, so first of all, I didn't spend months on these findings. They were very low-hanging fruits. I mean, almost as simple as doing a Google search. It's like finding those servers. And answering your second question, while you are engaging with a government entity, you must ensure of several things that you should report as soon as you find the first vulnerability. You should never try to access government's data or anyone's data. And
Correct.
you should definitely not make any changes to the system, which is important. And obviously not to sell data.
Thank you so much for sharing all this information. I would also like to congratulate CloudSEC because they're doing a great job in terms of making public and government and corporate aware about cybersecurity and securing them. I am sure that at Team CloudSEC will continue doing it. And thank you, Sparsh, for connecting with us. We will be looking forward for more such interaction and such idea exchange with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Shrang. Thank you so much.